Hello, internet, YouTube, wherever this is ending up. And welcome back to Shock Reflex. It's been a minute. It's been a few months, probably longer than that. It's probably been a year. If I think about it. Um I think I did Shock Reflex in 2024. And for 2025, I don't think I did a shock. I think I did one, maybe one. And that was just a very brief conversation I had. And I think it was about human suffering or something. I can't remember. But I'm back here again to have more conversations with myself, to share my thoughts with whoever wants to listen. So yeah, I'm going through a lot right now. I don't want to get too personal cuz it's it's heavy. It is very very heavy. And I don't know if I'm in a space to really like talk about it per se. But what I can talk about is I would say the lessons I'm learning or integrating because I already knew most of technically everything I'm doing right now when it comes to being present with your emotions and being receptive, accepting, etc., etc., etc. But it's only when something happens in your life that you really find that core, you know, that you've been avoiding. And for me, life is challenging me right now. And we don't grow out of comfort, we grow out of adversity, struggle, discomfort. And there's a lot of discomfort, a lot of things I have to face and sit with. So that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks. Um, I'm going to Thailand in about a week. Yeah, about a week. I'm going to Thailand. And that will be the first time I'm living by myself in another country where I don't know anyone. Um, my therapist says I'm running away, which is true. I am running away, but I am running with intention. And that intention is to do some personal healing and to discover who I am by myself in the world. Um, it won't be easy, of course, but I do see a transformation happening within me. And I've been noticing that transformation for the past few months, actually. I didn't have the same level of intense scars that I once had when it came to like my trauma with my mother, for example. I'm pretty sure you guys know that she came and visited me in 2024 and we talked and stuff. And that interaction helped a bit. Also doing some personal work helped a bit. So I've been feeling more secure as an individual. Um, I started from I would say mid last year. I started to feel more secure as an individual. Um, but I still made some mistakes along the way, of course, because I'm only human. So in this phase of my life right now, I have kind of like a new goal, I would say, or direction. And it's not just healing anymore. Like that's always going to be a continuous journey. But I would say moving forward, I'm going towards something that I've felt from a child. Um, Usually I would avoid this feeling or this like instinct, but I have to be vulnerable with myself. So the instinct is usually to help or to figure out a way that I can contribute towards the healing of my fellow human beings. I don't know what that will look like yet. I have to go and discover what that journey will look like. I've always been spiritually attuned, I would say. Um, I've always had an eye on alternative ways of living, alternative medicines, energy work, etc. Those things have always called to me. Because I always knew that, you know, below or behind the curtain of everyday reality, there's this energy that pulls everything together. You might call it consciousness, for example. Um, Personally, I believe the universe is a conscious entity, and the fabric of the physical reality is just a result of underlying consciousness. So if I go with that modality of seeing the world, I believe that humans in particular can access a deeper level of healing, and it goes beyond what we might be able to see like around us. So that's where I'm heading. Currently, in order for me to get there, I have to work on myself. I have to have my own spiritual practice. And I've started researching a lot of stuff actually. There are different types of modalities to where I can understand the anatomy of the human energy field and the anatomy of the human connection with the greater cosmos and that sort of stuff. It's very esoteric. I know some people don't like that. Anything that draws away from the physical world makes people uncomfortable. Well, some people. If you're one of those people who love to delve into the occult and understand that humans are just more than physical machines, then you'll love this journey. I'm documenting it as I go along. I'm journaling my steps. I have a daily routine that, I put together with Claude. I did like lots of research with Claude. If that's one thing you should use AI for, it's research. Just tell it to go and find all the articles on something that you want to know about, and it will just find everything and condense it so you can understand it and not have to read through every single line. So it's very useful for that. So yeah, I'm gonna give you like a basic example of like what my day-to-day routine would look like. So I'll wake up, I would stand, ground myself, breathe, and then I would go into a little meditation. This meditation is about coherence. So, coherence, if I was to describe it to you, is basically when I would say your internal organs and energy is in sync. So, it's like your heart, your lungs, and, the fluid inside of your brain. Everything is being pushed up and down in a very coherent manner. And the waves are very, we call it in sync. So yeah, that's what coherence is. There's an institute called HeartMath that studies heart coherence, the heart's energy field, and they have like their own like meditation and breathing techniques to help you reach coherence. So that's what the science is based off of. So I wake up, I stand, and then I do some coherent meditation and breathing, and then I do some qigong, which is mainly to move your energy throughout the body in various places. And then I journal. I journal not just about my experience with my meditation, but also how I'm feeling. I need to empty my bucket because currently there's a lot going on that I need to empty my bucket for. Um, so yeah, that's my morning routine. My evening routine is another meditation, but this is more to do with what the Chinese would call the Dantian, which is like the energy center below your navel. And this is more about I there's this scientist called, what's his name again? Is it Isaac or Isaac Bentov, who basically studied the human body and realized that there's a certain level of frequency, um, of vibration within our body that comes from our heartbeat. And that creates a level of coherence that aligns with the energy field of the earth. So the earth has a resonant frequency of 7.83 hertz. And if you can put your body into that vibrational frequency as well through breathing and meditation and that sort of stuff, you're able to access a greater sense of awareness and consciousness. And you can access the vast knowledge of the universe through that level of coherence and breathing. My um, interest in this particular modality of energy and healing is mainly, I think, if I can tap into something deeper, not only will I be able to like remain centered and I would say more at peace, but it would affect how I interact with potential, I would say, not clients per se, I guess could call them clients, but people in the future that I might want to reach out a helping hand to. If I can really center myself and feel this energy, ground myself in it, it will make my journey towards being a healer a lot easier, because you can't really heal someone, or I would say help someone, if you don't first feel that, understand it, and know how to move it. It's the same thing with psychology. You study the brain, you study people's behavior if you want to help them. With energy healing, it's the same thing. You study the energy, you feel it, you understand it if you want to help people with it. So, yeah, that's my protocol currently. And the protocol is not complete. It's just a starting phase for me. Currently I'm struggling to like stick to it because I have other personal issues to attend to. So, yeah, I'll probably tell you what it is I'm dealing with at some point, but it's a bit heavy right now, so I can't. And that's okay. But that has been my update for, I would say, 2026. 2025, I have no updates for 2025. I did do podcasts called, what was it called? Hindsight? Hindsight, yeah. I had a podcast called Hindsight. You can check that one out as well. Um, but I don't have anything to reflect on 2025. 2025 was a challenging year. It wasn't the worst year of my life, but it was a very challenging year. So maybe I'll talk about it at some point. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for checking in. Thanks for being here with me. And I'll talk to you next time.